First one is controller. Second, controlled means the living entities. And third one, nature. The nature. Fourth one, time. And fifth one, activity. So this set of sessions are discussing about all these 5 aspects. So in the first session we discussed about who we are actually. We discussed that we are not this body but we are soul, and we have been transmigrating from various bodies before we got this present human body. Okay, so all these things we have seen with our observation, with common sense, with scientific researches and all these things. The session 2, we are going to discuss about the ultimate genius, the mastermind behind the mysterious universe. As this is the first aspect, the controller. Okay, we will see. The essence of this session will be that by observing the world around us scientifically, we can see the hand of a supreme intelligent designer. It's very interesting, we will see. Okay, so as part of that we will take into consideration your own observation, scientists' observation, and $2 million questions. We will see what are they, and some activity, and what is our prime duty. Like having understood that there is a mastermind behind this mysterious universe. So what is our prime duty? As in the first session, after coming to know that we are not this body but we are soul, what is the practical application? We have seen that, right, at the end of the session. So how does it help us in living in this world peacefully? In the same way, after understanding that there is a mastermind behind the mysterious universe, then what is our prime duty towards that controller? That we will see. Yes. Yeah. By observing the systematic and harmonious universe around us. So in the first case, do we observe that this universe is systematic or not? Yes or no? Systematic, right? So any example why it is systematic?
24 hours a day.
Yes, 24 hours a day. Then sunrise and sunset doesn't delay. Yes or no? No, not like Indian Railways. Sun doesn't delay. No, or seasons. No, like just within 1 or 2 days we observe the change in the seasons. Yes or no? Suddenly the whole atmosphere changes. Winter comes, then summer starts and rainy season start. All these things we see. No, and we don't see delay in the day. For example, as our friend was telling, 24 hours a day. We don't see that the earth got delayed by 5 minutes. So today's day will be like 25 hours. Nothing like that. No, and it is very harmonious also. Yes or no? So we get many questions. Actually, questioning is the symptom of intelligence. That's what it said. An intelligent person has to question, not just blindly believe whatever he hears and whatever he sees. Okay, so this is any intelligent person gets many questions actually. Does God really exist or not? This is a question for many people. So many debates happen. Okay, then who creates and maintains this beautiful and harmonious universe? If there is God, then well and good. We can just tell that okay, there is God and He is creating and maintaining this beautiful universe. If not God, then what is the other thing? Something should be there, right? Behind every successful any successful system to work, there should be some mastermind behind it. You cannot deny that fact. Okay, yeah. So what does our observation say in this case? Okay, when we speak of artistry, for example, you see behind there is a nice, very wonderful art here. Not only there, everywhere there are so many, there also Yashoda and Krishna there, and behind Krishna lifting Govardhan, everywhere so many artistic things are there. Here Krishna with all the elder gopis and all. Yes or no? When you see that art, generally what question comes into your mind? Who is the artist, right? If you see a beautiful organization, what comes to your mind? There should be some organizer. A creation, creator. Design, designer. Energy, an energetic, controller, something. And loss implies that there is a lawmaker. Energy implies that there is an energetic person. Design implies that there is a designer. No? So we will see. We will get into each case. Yeah. So all these things are paintings. No? So what is the first question that comes to your mind upon seeing these paintings? Who painted it? Yes or no? What is the first popular one? Mona Lisa. Who comes into mind immediately when we hear about Mona Lisa? Da Vinci, no? Leonardo da Vinci. Of course, do you think Mona Lisa is more beautiful than Yashoda-Devi? But unfortunately, because this is Indian, so people don't care. But Mona Lisa, what beauty you see there? I don't understand. At least for me, it is not so beautiful because I have seen more beautiful things. No? Yeah. So definitely, Leonardo da Vinci or Van Gogh or Thomas Sanchez, Henry Rossio, all these things. No? These are all so-called popular painters, actually. Artists, not painters. Okay. So these are all arts, piece of arts. These are all real things or arts?
Real things.
These are all real things. Yes or no? So then, who is the artist then? No, there should be some artist, right? To make an artificial rose, for example, we need some color paper, glue, and a scissor, all those things. Sir, no. Then who made the real rose? Sir, no. For an artificial rose, we need so many things, right? We cannot deny that. No? Not that, okay, you will put some color paper, glue and scissor at a point and you say abracadabra and immediately then rose will come. No. Who has to be there? There should be a person, right, who can handle all these things and make a rose. If that is true in the case of an artificial flower, then what about a natural flower? There should be some person behind that or not? But what do they say? They say, no, some chemical process is there. That's what they say. If I say the same thing with a paper flower, will you accept that? See, this is the hypocrisy actually. For paper thing, whatever artificial thing we see, some example I can give. Sometimes there will be mimicry shows. People pay some amount to attend the mimicry shows. There one person will come and bark like a dog. People will clap. What a wonderful barking, they say. He will imitate some Michael Jackson or Narendra Modi or Chandrababu Naidu or Revanth Reddy, something like that, some cinema actors and all. They imitate that, right? And the imitated people will purchase a ticket and they will clap. But immediately they will come out of the show, so many dogs are barking on the road. But will you say, what a wonderful barking, what a wonderful barking? Do you say like that? No. This is the irony, you see. Natural things we say, we don't recognize natural things. But artificial things, we applaud so much. This is the unfortunate thing actually. But really those who are intelligent, they have to think, this fellow, he is just barking like a dog, he is mimicking it and we are paying a ticket and we are clapping. But what about this natural, like a cuckoo, is singing, a parrot, wonderful parrot you see, the whole body is green and the neck is in red color, or the red rose and all. So does it make a sense that there should be some person behind it or not? Yeah. So what to speak of the flower in nature with their delicateness, biological complexity, fragrance and their shapes and forms? A paper flower, for example, does it have the natural delicateness of a rose? No? In market nowadays we see, if you go to bazaar, so many garlands, plastic garlands. Once for a lifetime. Once you put that garland, that's all. Okay. But they are not delicate and they are not biologically complex. Sir, no. Real flower, you see how complex it is. The arrangement of petals, for example. And fragrance, do the plastic flowers have fragrance? All plastic items have only single fragrance. Same chemical they will mix, everything. Jasmine, same smell, rose, same smell, some scent smell will come, chemical smell. A toilet cleaner also same smell. Sir, no. Deodorant also same smell, everything same. But you see in the nature, rose has its own unique smell. Jasmine has its own unique smell. Everything. Now fragrance and their shapes and forms. Then if an artificial thing has someone behind that, it needs a person, how intelligent should be that person who is behind the naturally available things? Yes or no? Does it make sense? Please think about it. So that concludes that artistry means there is an artist. There is no doubt about it. Yeah. And coming to a beautiful organization, no? Organization of honeybees. No? You know that how organized actually? We'll see in video, for example.
Bees are called social insects because they live and work
Can you hear?
as a community. Thousands of female.
You call him Mohit. Audio. And then, okay.
Bees, called worker bees, live together in a hive with a queen bee. The queen bee was marked with a red dot, so we can see her better. The worker bees are all females, but they almost never lay eggs. Worker bees do almost all the chores in the hive. They gather pollen or nectar, guard the entrance, clean the hive, build the comb, make honey, tend the queen, and feed the larvae. They even fan the hive with their wings to keep it cool on a hot summer day.
See, so much organizing is there behind honeybee, no, honeycomb. Yeah. So, a spider's web, you see, in the nature.
Mathematician spiders. Compared to their own sizes, spiders build very large webs. Indeed, if we enlarged a spider to the size of a human being, the length of the web it weaves would be approximately 150 meters, which corresponds to a 50-story skyscraper. Is it possible for a human being to weave a lacework the size of a 50-story skyscraper in only an hour? But a tiny spider accomplishes much more than that. Moreover, the spider-woven web is the sturdiest material in the world. How do spiders weave these webs possessing miraculous features? The spider takes into consideration many factors while weaving the web, hundreds of times larger than its own size. This task demands at least some calculations essential in constructing a building. For the accomplishment of this work, first the spider must draw a project like an architect, for a construction of this size, design, and sturdiness cannot be accomplished without an architectural project. Once the project is drawn, the spider must calculate the lifting capacity of each part of the web like an engineer, otherwise the web cannot remain suspended. In order to design such a web and make such delicate calculations, the spider must be more qualified than a college graduate. Indeed, there is not a university that provides education to the offspring. Following their birth, they begin to produce silk, weave web.
See how talented they are. Spiders. So a beautiful organization implies that there is an organizer. So likewise, we see wonderful things created by man, for example, no, sleek cars. So someone had manufactured it, right? Not that some by accident something comes out like that. A lorry collides with a bus and a Ola cab comes out of that. Did you see something like that? No, never. It never happens like that. Someone has to manufacture it. And trendy computers, someone assembled it. An elegant watch, someone designed it, right? And architectural marvels, no? Did this? What is this? You know this? Eiffel Tower. Did it emerge out of some thunderbolt, something like that? Some rainy day, some storm attacked the earth, and immediately this Eiffel Tower came? No. The skyscraper buildings, someone would have built it, right? Wonderful sculptures, someone carved it. So if this is the case, then shouldn't this universe have a super intelligent creator too? What do you think? What does your observation say? Yeah. The more complex the creation, the more intelligent the person should be behind it. For example, to manufacture a safety pin, for example. For manufacturing a safety pin, do you think you require a very higher intelligence? No. But if you have to manufacture iPhone, it needs intelligence, yes or no? Then what about this universe? Don't you think it is more complex than iPhone? Yes or no? So definitely there should be a super intelligent creator too. That's what observation says. So that's why creation means there is a creator behind that. See how fine this creation is, how wonderful it is. We will take an example. Okay, this is a seed, very small seed. Okay, you see what is its measurement? How much does it measure? In millimeters, no? Maybe how much it is? Some how much?
15 mm.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. You know a 𝗂𝐸 seed. What is a 𝗂𝐸dendron? 𝗂𝐸dendron is the tallest tree in the world. I am showing you the seed of 𝗂𝐸 tree. You see how much it measures. No? If you sow that 𝗂𝐸 seed, what comes out of it? A giant 𝗂𝐸 tree comes out of it. You see, a giant 𝗂𝐸 tree. This is the size. The world's largest tree is a giant 𝗂𝐸. It's 84 meters, that means 275 feet high, and 29 meters in diameter at the trunk. You see, 29 meters, you can imagine, 95 feet diameter at the trunk. I will tell you, this is the case. No? The giant tree is packed in a tiny seed. See, what is the size of the seed and what came out of it? No? You compare the sizes here. A space shuttle manufactured by a human being and the size of a giant 𝗂𝐸. Where is a human being? Can you see him? A blue whale or Statue of Liberty? No? Like that. You can imagine that. So, Intel Inside, we used to see this advertisements a lot. Designed by Intel company. It's a processor, right?
Yes.
Intel is a processor. The generation is Z2460, something like that. I think by this time more advanced version would have come. No? Some of you are aware of it? Maybe some of you. Yeah. So this is it's a processor. See, the small processor, how much work does it do? Then what about the human brain? Huh? The human brain can store more information than all the libraries in the world, you see. It has that potency. But unfortunately we don't use our brain. This is the problem. Nowadays people stopped using their brains because everything is being done by their over smartphone. No? Daily what is happening? Day by day phones are becoming smart and the people are becoming fools. No? People are becoming dull day by day and phones are becoming smart. This is the case. But our brain has so much ability to store more information than all the libraries in the world. There is a very popular book called The Brain, written by Richard Restack. Okay, then who designed it? No, definitely there should be a designer. If an Intel processor has a designer behind that, what to speak of a human brain? How can you say that nothing, it just came by nature? That's what they say, right? It came by nature, some vague answer. Huh? Can you read that? Someone can read, please.
Each neuron is connected to other neuron by up to 40,000 synapses. Multiplying 100 billion neuron times 40,000 synapses is equivalent to the brain having more connections than the stars in the universe.
You see, such an amazing thing. See. So, is it not amazing? But I will tell you that I will give the same ingredients and ask a scientist to manufacture. No? Something similar to it. It's not possible. Right? So, who designed this? Definitely there is a mastermind. Okay, this is all about macro world. No? Okay, let us go to, there is something called as macro and micro world. Okay? Let us go down to the micro world. No, I have to see through microscopes. Yeah, DNA, the molecule of life. How many cells it contains? See, 46 human chromosomes, 2 meters of DNA, 3 billion DNA subunits. These are all in micro world. No? BHIMAVARA's lattice structure. Something called this. How many of you are aware of this? Lattice structures. There are so many kinds of lattice structures. These are all cell structures which we don't see but which is there in the micro world. See, there are 14 types of structures. No? For example, graphite. If you make a slight molecular change, it becomes diamond. See, no? And that cell structure is so minute actually. Okay? Meticulous design in the micro world, you see. This is all about micro world. Then coming to macro world, for example, you see a satellite. If a satellite has to successfully do its job, no, it needs 24 hours round the clock monitoring. For example, if you go to 𝗲 somewhere, they have a big control room. No? Just for one satellite to successfully do its job, 24 hours there is a control room whereby they have to monitor orientation, spin, velocity, orbit decay corrections, cosmic radiation, heat dissipation, Earth satellite distance. See, all these things should be closely monitored. If something happens little that side, inevitably it will collapse or blast there. Okay? So, this is a satellite control room, you see. So, people those who are sitting there, they are just monitoring all those things. So, what they are monitoring? A small satellite. If this is the case with a small satellite, what about the movement of Earth, for example? You know what is the mass of Earth? 6 into 10 to the power of 21 metric tons. Okay? And what is the position of Earth in the solar system? Where it has gone? Can we see it? See how vast is the system? No? This is the case. You know what is the speed of Earth around the Sun? 1,06,000 kilometers per hour. That means we are actually moving 1,06,000 kilometers per hour. Do you feel like that? We don't feel like that. See how wonderful it is. No? If a small satellite needs to be monitored so much, then who is in control of the solar system? No? Do you hear about in newspaper that Earth is colliding with Jupiter or some Mars or something? No? There won't be any news agencies if something happens like that. We don't hear any after news, that's all. Okay, maybe people in other planets, they have some news that somewhere Earth collided with Venus, that news will be broadcasted on Jupiter somewhere. Sir, no. So how accurately they are going on, you see. No? Just to control a vehicle in our Hyderabad outer ring road or some roads and all, we see. No? So many accidents, yes or no? In spite of so much traffic control, surveillance cameras, speedometers, all those things, speed breakers, no? Directions, glow boards, everything, all these things are there. But still, every day there is a accident. What is the maximum speed they can go here? How much they can go? 127. But you see, what is the speed of Earth actually? 1,06,000 kilometers. Can you imagine that? And that is only about Earth. What about the other planets? That speed we don't know. See, that's not calculated. So, who is in control? Do you think NASA is controlling? NASA is controlling? No. No? If traffic policeman controls the signal of traffic, who controls the traffic of revolving planets? This should be a question, right? Yeah. So marvelous designs in the nature actually, if you see. No? So many things. For example, no? If you see, there is a pattern in this nature, if you see. Everywhere you see a pattern. You see a sunflower, for example. See how the petals are arranged in a very, very excellent way. Everywhere, if you see a pineapple, for example, if you see it like this, or if you see a papaya tree, how the leaves are arranged. Anything, any natural thing you see, there is a perfect design actually. It shows that behind every design there is a
Around
design.
1200 AD, a man named Leonard Pisano, better known as Fibonacci, discovered a sequence of numbers that created a very interesting pattern. The sequence begins with the numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and continues indefinitely. Each number is obtained by adding the last two digits together. A rectangle with a length and width of any two of the numbers of this sequence forms what is known as the golden rectangle, a perfect rectangle. A golden rectangle can be broken down into squares the size of the next Fibonacci numbers down and below. If we were to take a perfect or golden rectangle, break it down into smaller squares based on Fibonacci's sequence, and divide each with an arc, the patterns begin to take shape. We begin to see Fibonacci's spiral. The spiral in and of itself is insignificant. Its importance is revealed in where we find it. Take, for example, the sunflower. The display of its florets are in perfect spirals of 55, 34, and 21, the sequence of Fibonacci. The fruitlets of the pineapple create the same spiral based on the sequence. The pine cone does the same. As currents move through the ocean and the tide rolls onto the shore, the waves that bring in the tide curve into a spiral that can be mathematically diagrammed onto a plot at the points 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and 55. Buds on trees, sand dollars, starfish, petals on flowers, and especially the nautilus shell are formed with this exact same blueprint. With each segment of growth, the nautilus adds to itself one more value on Fibonacci's scale. This blueprint can be seen around us on a small scale every day, but the greatest example of all is directly above our heads. At an average of 100,000 light years across, even the spiral of the galaxies above us are formed with the exact design that the tiny shell is formed. This sequence, or blueprint, appears to be the trademark of a designer, a proof of a creator, something left behind, indicating the one who was there, a fingerprint. As we scan our universe, from the tiny flower to the awe-inspiring galaxy, we see the fingerprint of God.
See how wonderful it is. Everywhere there is a pattern. No? It's like there is a beautiful art and there is a signature of the artist somewhere. No? The same way in the nature we find the signature of the creator everywhere. No? In the form of a pattern. Yeah. So design implies that there is a designer. No? And energy, we are discussing about energy and energetic, right? See, for example, sun. No, you see how powerful is the sun here. Can you count? See, energy emitted by sun per second. You can imagine here, amount of energy consumed by human race throughout the entire history. See, that much is being emitted by sun every second. In 1 second, our sun produces enough energy to meet the current needs of the entire earth for 5 lakh years. But who is ready to capture it? There should be one more sun to capture it, which is impossible. You know? Yeah. If a stone from your window hits your TV screen, you will ask who supplied energy to the stone? Yes or no? Or do you think that okay, anyway, something by accident, some stone came out? Do you say like that? No. Evadra visirindi antaru kada. Yes or no? No, you will immediately go and check who is there on the street, right? Behind energy, there is always an energetic person. Then who is supplying energy to the sun then? Sir, no. So energy implies that there is an energetic person. So look at the world around you. No, so many things. No? For example, our college or our company, it starts at 9:30 a.m. Who made this law? Some principal or the manager of the company had made that. No? The same way in India we have to keep left on the road. In foreign countries you have to keep right, especially in America, right? Ours is the Britain system. So this is Indian traffic police and that is American traffic police. So there is a body behind that. How many overs in a one-day international match? How many players in one team? How many ways a batsman can be out? Who made all these rules? ICC is there, International Cricket Council, yes or no? So there is a lawmaker behind that. Or if you take an example of a periodic table of elements, no, there are so many elements. We don't say as periodic chance, we say it is a periodic law, because there is a logic behind what comes in the 1, 2, 3, 4, what comes in the position. How do we know? There is something called as periodic law. No? The same way, if you see the laws of physics, for example, they say like if you kick a ball, for example, how does it make a curve? There are so many laws explaining that. How velocity works there, all those things, gravity, air resistance, all those things. In the same way, laws of optics, for example, if you throw some white light, it comes as 7 colors, VIBGYOR, it is said. The same way, laws of thermodynamics are there, how heat works. So this precise laws of mathematical accuracy govern this world. That's why scientists are able to calculate each and everything, yes or no? How can you calculate? If there is a system, then you can calculate. If there is no system, can you calculate it? So scientists are able to calculate means that is not their credit. the credit goes to the creator because he created it in a systematic way, so that scientists are able to decipher that. You know the word decipher. Sometimes these archaeologists, they dig out some age old, some 1,000 years old plate, something kind of thing. Something is written. Immediately archaeologists, they try to decipher it. The credit goes to the decipher. Actually, the credit has to go to the inscriptor. The same way, Lord created everything in a systematic way, and the scientists are breaking their heads to understand what is that system. For example, this Fibonacci we have seen. Somehow he could descript it, how it is working. No? So both macro world and micro world, if you see, there are flawless laws actually, and these laws implies that there is a lawmaker. That is the point. No? Yeah. So in this world we see some are beautiful, some are ugly, some are handsome, some are not handsome, some are stinking rich, some are poverty stricken. Someone is an MD doctor and someone is a laborer. So do you think it happens by chance? As we have seen various things, that behind everything there is a person or a system or a logic behind everything. So don't you think that there should be a logic behind this also? Yes or no? Or by chance? How do you say that? So who decides that? No? Because we choose our education, okay, and we choose our job, we choose our husband or wife, we choose our car, no, we choose our apartment, but we don't choose our parents, yes or no? Before taking birth, do you have some sheet kind of thing, okay, select your parents? No, right? Or could we choose our face cuts, for example? Could you choose your face cuts? Which kind of face you want? No. Which color you want? No, you are not given the chance. Right? So, our intelligence doesn't work actually. How? If you use your intelligence, how do you understand all these things? So, the question is who chooses and on what basis? Is it by chance? That's the question. No? So, it is already shown that in the world of matter, physics, chemistry, thermodynamics, etc., they all follow a definite, well-defined laws. Yes or no? Everywhere they follow a well-defined laws. Then, how can our birth, beauty, intelligence only be random events? What does our common sense say? There should be some reason behind everything. Yes or no? That is also called as law of karma actually. No? In Bhagavatam it is said, Karmana daivanetrena 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐭𝐚𝐜𝐭 𝗏 pravishta pumso retah kanashrayaha. It says that under the supervision of Supreme Lord and according to result of one's work, the soul is awarded a new body. See, it is not happening by chance. It is not whimsically happening. No? There is a hand of the Supreme Person behind it. That's what we have to understand. Okay. Yeah. So, this is what is our observation. And what about scientists' observation? What do they observe? Let us see. So, even by observing the world around us scientifically, we can see the hand of a supreme intelligent designer. What does the science has to say? Who is this person? Einstein. What does he say? What is the opinion of scientists in this aspect? He says that the Lord God is subtle, but malicious he is not. Albert Einstein, he says that. Okay, that means he says that he is not visible to our eyes, but he is doing it in a systematic way. That's what he says. Who is this person? Erwin Schrödinger. No? He also is of the same opinion. I am very astonished that the scientific picture of the real world around me is very deficient. He says that science actually cannot properly explain whatever is happening around us. Okay, and science is silence. Science is maintaining silence of many things. That's what he says. But he says that definitely God and eternity. Science sometimes pretends to answer questions in those domains, but the answers are very often so silly that we are not inclined to take them seriously. He says that scientists are like small children, they are playing, that's all. But actually there is a supreme person, Lord Kelvin. See, he says that if you think strongly enough, you will be forced by science to believe in God, he says. No? All the major scientists there. You know the story of Sir Isaac Newton? Isaac Newton, he created a planetary model. Isaac Newton, he is an theist. Theist means he believed in God. But he used to have a friend who is an atheist, who doesn't believe in God. So somehow this Newton, he wants to teach him a lesson, his atheist friend. So one day what happened, he invited his friend, on his birthday. He had a party, so he invited his friend, and after having his dinner, he took him on a tour in his house. In one of the rooms, this planetary model is displayed. Okay. Immediately the friend asked him, "Oh Newton, what is this? Where did you get it from? Who made it?" Then Newton told, "See, I don't know. Last night actually I was having some pressure, so I want to pass water, I want to go to toilet. So I was just running. Then at the same time I heard a big sound in my garden, dhab, big sound. I was amazed and I just ran there to see what fell down. Then I saw this planetary model. No? So this planetary model just it has fallen from sky. That's what it was." Friend, "Do you think I am a fool? You are fooling me. How do you think such a complex thing comes out of chance? This planetary model, it's so very pakka, very nicely arranged, and you say that it came out of chance and by accident. No? Don't you think this is very silly?" Then Newton told, "See, I am not silly, actually you are silly. Because you are not accepting that this small planetary model came out of chance. You are asking about who made it 100 times. Don't play jokes, tell me who made it. But when I say that there is a supreme intelligent person behind this universe, you tell, no, there is nothing. Who is a fool here? Tell me. Does it make sense or not?" So Newton, what does he say? This most beautiful system of the sun, planets and comets could only proceed from the counsel and dominion of an intelligent and powerful being. This being governs all things, not as the soul of the world, but as the Lord over all. See? And on account of his dominion, he is to be called Lord God, universal ruler. See, Newton. They teach about Einstein in our textbooks, yes or no? Kelvin, we read in the textbooks. Einstein, we read. Newton, we read. No? And this Max Born, for example, what did he say? He told that, "I saw in it the key to the deepest secret of nature, and it revealed to me the greatness of the creation and creator," he told. No? We learn about Max Born, and even you see Ramanujan, Srinivasa Ramanujan, what did he say? "An equation for me has no meaning unless it represents a thought of God," he told. No? And Heisenberg, we heard this name also. "There is a higher power not influenced by our wishes, which finally decides and judges," he said, Heisenberg. And Faraday is also a very popular name in science. No? All these people, they accept that there is a higher power. Okay? So about all these people we read in our textbooks, but we don't read one thing, that they used to believe in God. That thing they don't teach us. Yes or no? Do they teach that? No. This is the irony. This is the problem. Right? Yeah. So now, $2 billion questions. What are they? Now you tell the answer. What is the origin of the universe? Yes. Big Bang, Big Band, chance, intelligent design. What do you think? Definitely intelligent design. Yes, no doubt about it. No? Yeah. Next question. What would be the purpose of this creation? This big, vast universe with so much system, everything and all, just because so that we can eat, sleep and be merry? Do you think like that? Or make money and pass away? Or it has no purpose at all? Or to understand God and life, what would be the answer among the four? What makes sense here? To understand God and life, yes, definitely. No? So by understanding, by seeing all these wonders, no, the question should come into our mind, who made this and what is the purpose? Yes or no? Definitely. No? So what is the origin of the universe and what is the purpose? So the question is, have you seen a complicated machine which came by chance and has no purpose? You have any experience, something like that? Came by chance, that's what I am telling. No? For example, this Big Bang theory, you know, what they teach in Big Bang theory? They say that there is a big explosion and everything came into being. It is just like telling a printing press, for example. What do you find in a printing press? A printer is there, ink will be there, papers will be there, thread will be there, binding cloth will be there, glue, gum will be there, some chairs and tables, everything will be there. Yes or no? Some typewriter, typing machines, counter, all these things will be there. So, do you think that if there is some accident in the printing press, that means some short circuit happened, or maybe some gas cylinder blast happened there, out of that accident, an Oxford dictionary gets automatically printed and falls out of the shop? Do you think that is possible? By accident, do you think some meaningful thing will come? But that's what they are teaching actually. They say that there is a big bang, some explosion, and because of that we came into existence. You see, it's a very humorous thing actually to believe. No? So nothing in this world came by chance. No? If it is a complicated thing, nothing, no, something like a complicated machine which came by chance and has no purpose. Don't see. Any machine, computer, building, even a pen and pencil has a maker or designer, yes or no? Logically, the far more complex and awesome universe must have a super intelligent designer and producer, yes or no? Even if a pen, pencil and a safety pin, for example, a needle has a designer, then what about this super intelligent, this awesome universe? Definitely it should have some designer and a producer. No? Big brain should be there. The Big Bang theory, what do they say? According to Big Bang theory, everything began from a point of infinite temperature, infinite density, infinitesimal size, that is physically indescribable. The humorous thing here is that before creation, what was there? What do the scientists say? What was there? Nothing, right? Then how everything came into existence? Same theory. What is that theory? Big bang, big blast, right? But you are telling that there was nothing, and out of nothing, how something can blast? Is it possible? You are telling that there was nothing, but if you want some blast, there should be some chemical, right? On Diwali, we see some firecrackers. Something should be there to blast. You are telling there was nothing, and something blasted. See, the joke is, there was nothing and something blasted, out of nothing something came. See, this is Big Bang theory. No, this thing we read and we by heart in our college and we just write and we get marks. See, this is the thing. No, it should be emphasized that no theory of the origin of solar system has as at one general acceptance. All involve highly improbable assumptions. See, whatever they say, how this world came, everything is an assumption. Yes? Okay. Make a comparison between government of your country and universal government. Like, why we are discussing this? Because having understood that definitely there is a super brain behind all this creation. Now, we can make a comparison between a universal government and the government of our country. For example, national government, we have Home Ministry for law and order, punishment, Health Ministry, Minister of Energy, Finance Ministry, Defense Ministry, Education Ministry. This is a national government. And if you consider the universal government, what is there? Like as per laws of nature, if you do illicit sex, then it will lead to AIDS. Smoking leads to cancer. Drinking leads to liver problems. So these are all punishments or not? Punishments? Yeah. Punishment, who is punishing then? Some government is there, universal government. You may escape national government, but can you escape universal government? No. Generally, the national government, it says, okay, if you prepare alcohol at your home, you will be arrested. If you want to drink, then you go to the government authorized liquor shop. But that doesn't protect your health, right? Does it mean that if you go and drink in a government bar and restaurant, you will have no problem? No, you will have a river problem. That means local government is accepting that, but universal government doesn't accept. No? Local government says, okay, if you are under 18, you cannot purchase any cigarette or alcohol, something like that. And even though you purchase, they will have a picture, okay, if you smoke cigarettes or if you eat some, jarda and kaini, all those things, how your cancer will come, all those pictures. But still you will smoke. Government doesn't bother about it. But universal government will bother or not? Yeah. How does they punish you? You will get cancer. See. No? Like we have health ministry, in the same way we have Ayurvedic herbs. Sir, no. Many leaves, so much habitation is there, so many medicines are available. As we have Ministry of Energy, we have sun and moon. Sir, no, free. Finance Ministry we have. In the same way, in the universe, we have gold, silver, navaratnas, diamonds, etc. Defense Ministry is there, protection from dangers. In the same way, we have ozonosphere, immunity in body. No? Who has imparted this immunity system? Who created this? God created. We have Education Ministry. In the same way, we have Bhagavad Gita, Bible, Quran, all the scriptures we have. Right? So lessons from the universal government activity is that behind every government there is a Prime Minister. Behind the universal government there is God. There is no doubt about it. Prime Minister maintains and controls the country, and God maintains and controls the whole universe. Government law abiders live happily and lawbreakers are punished. Yes or no? But sometimes we see law abiders are punished and lawbreakers live happily in current society. No? But in God's system it is not like that. Nature's laws no one can escape. Yes or no? Yeah. God's law abiders live prosperously and lawbreakers suffer. You see? No? The unseen is proven by the seen. For example, Krishna says, 𝗫 परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चित् अस्ति धनञ्जय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. He says, oh Arjuna, everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a necklace. If you see a necklace, can you see the thread inside that? You see only pearls. But without thread, can the pearls stand? No. In the same way, God is there everywhere, He is supporting everything. But we cannot see Him because He is maintaining, He is inside everything. No? Krishna gives this example in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So now, what is our prime duty? Concluding the session. So having understood all those things, what is our prime duty? Our prime duty is, no? Use our intelligence to appreciate the great creation of God. But we do it opposite way. No? Just because we have created a supercomputer or just because we have created a Intel processor, we say there is no God. Sir, no, they say. Just because they have released some satellite into the orbit of Earth, they say that there is no God. Why there is no God? Because we have released a satellite. Oh, wonderful. No? But to maintain one satellite, how much work you are doing? What about the universal government? No? Any intelligence, see, intelligence starts from the point when you accept that there is a controller behind everything. That's the symptom of intelligence. If one is God abiding, one who believes in God, that means he is intelligent. Okay. To unfold mysteries of God's creation through science to glorify God. See, we have to try to understand how God made everything, not that we have to deny Him, so that we have to glorify God. To understand and explain the purpose of Lord's creation, no, which is to love God and love all. See. So this is the purpose, and to utilize everything for pleasure of God and welfare of all. See. So one thing, first thing is to appreciate, second is to unfold mysteries, trying to, science has to be used to understand how God created this, not that whether God is there or not. That's the false thing science is doing. We have to take that as God is there, He created this, but how did He do? For example, as Fibonacci He did, no, he described that how it is being done. That we have to do, and we have to understand and explain what is the purpose of Lord's creation. Why did He create all these things? No? The purpose is to love God and love all, and ultimately to utilize everything for pleasure of God and welfare of all. So Lord has given us everything. We have to use it in a proper way. That's the only thing we have to do. Right? Yeah. So this is our prime duty. So this is what we have to learn. This is very, very important. Use our intelligence to appreciate the great creation of God, but not to deny the creation of God. We have to unfold the mysteries, no, to glorify Him, but not to blaspheme Him. To understand and explain, no, not to cover our intelligence. That's what science is doing. To utilize everything for the pleasure of God, but not to exploit the resources. That's the point. So the summary, so we have seen in our observation that art history, there is an artist, organization has an organizer, all these things we have seen. And the scientist observation, that also we have seen, various scientists, what are their opinions, and $2 million questions like what is the purpose of the creation? Purpose of the creation is to serve God, to understand His creation. And what is the reason behind the creation? Is intelligent design. That we have to see. I have seen that. And we have seen the difference between a national government and universal government, and what is our prime duty. No? So there is a purpose behind everything. So why He created all these things? That we have to understand. That is the point here. Okay. So this is the end of the second session. Yeah. So any questions and any comments regarding this? You are welcome to ask.
I have one question.
Yes.
So I've been pondering over this over the past few years.
Yeah.
So whenever we say there is obviously someone who created all this.
Yes.
Without that someone, there wouldn't be anything. Right?
Yes.
But what would you say how that person came, how that energy came?
See,
Is there any end of that
a
question?
nice question. But Vedic scriptures, when they have to define God, no, for example in Brahma Samhita, it is explained that ईश्वरः परमः कृष्णः सच्चिदानंद विग्रहः 𝗂𝐸𝐺𝐵𝗱𝗆 सर्वकारण कारणम्. It is explained like that. This will give answer to your question. When we say God, the definition of God itself is that the person who has no source, but who is the source of everything. You understand the logic here? 𝗂𝐸𝐺𝐵𝗱𝗆. Anadhir means who doesn't have a source. Adir means but who is the source of everything. That itself is the definition of God. So there is no point in again asking that who is the source of God, because God itself means that a person who doesn't have any source but who is himself the source of everything. That's what the Shastra says, because that will be a never ending question again. That's why it is that ultimately you have to stop at somewhere. Wherever you stop, he becomes the supreme creator. Okay. So it is said ईश्वरः. ईश्वरः means he is the controller. Ishvara means controller. Ishvaraha. Paramaha. Paramaha means he is the supreme controller. That means that there are so many controllers. That will be covered in one more session actually. There are so many controllers actually, but there is a supreme controller. For example, there is a prime minister of a country. He is the supreme controller, right? Of course, constitutionally, even he is not supreme controller, like because we are in a democracy, right? But naturally thinking, if you consider as a kingdom, king is the ultimate controller. So in the same way, there are so many controllers here, but the supreme controller is Govinda, it is said. Ishvaraha Paramaha, Krishna, and he said that Krishna means all attractive. See, it is all explained that. The supreme controller is all attractive. He is not like an ugly person, old person, diseased person, suffering person, no. It is said that Ishvara Paramaha, Krishna means attraction, one who attracts everything. Satchidananda Vigraha, and his form is explained. How is his form? His form is eternal, not like our temporary body. He doesn't have to change his body. Chit means who is all knowing, omniscient it is.